could do whatever he wanted.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Okay, so we're going to do Parvo.
Parvo.
Okay.
We good?
Oh, I just
Yeah, I hit record so I didn't miss you guys.
We're just hanging out here.
Just hanging, okay. This is for Parvo, week of 2, 3, and 3, 2, 1. It's time for Pet Tips. We do it every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Eagle Eye News at 7. It's also featured on the World Wide Web, and we'd like to thank Tiffany. She is not only our producer over the next several weeks, but she's also our lighting coordinator.
It's true. We actually have lights now.
Yeah, lights, action, and camera. Parvo is the subject of discussion, and just thinking about it, I think of an itchy dog out in the back and rubbing his stomach because he's got like the Parvo. Oh my goodness gracious.
Okay, so let's talk about that. When we talk about Parvo, because we get a lot of misconceptions as to what Parvo is, because people will come and say, I think my dog's got Parvo. What Parvo is short slang for canine parvoviral enteritis.
Itchy skin?
Nope.
No.
Enteritis, inflammation of the intestines.
Oh,
Okay,
my.
so if you have inflammation of the intestines, the typical symptoms are going to be vomiting and diarrhea. Okay?
So why is that dog doing all that itchy stuff? And it's he's got Parvo. He doesn't.
He doesn't have Parvo. If he's itchy, he's got probably allergies or flea issues.
See that?
So Parvo, and there are misconceptions. So Parvo basically, it's vomiting, diarrhea. It's usually in unvaccinated dogs, although if they have an inadequate or inappropriate vaccine schedule that had been done on the animal, then they can very easily come down. Because a lot of people don't realize there are multiple strains of Parvo. There was the very first strain that we had back in the late 70s, because before 1977, 78, canine parvovirus did not exist.
Really?
It came. I remember because I was working in a clinic as a kennel boy, and everything that came in had this horrendous, horrible diarrhea.
Where did it come from then?
Good question. It actually is a genetic jumper from the feline panleukopenia virus.
Wow.
And actually, its origins come from the panleukopenia virus. At some point, one of the panleukopenia viruses infected and managed to jump species.
Oh.
It happened. It happens occasionally. I'm getting so excited about talking about this. I'm getting choked up. It happens every once in a while where you'll get one that will jump species.
Wow.
And we see this on the human side as well. Avian flu.
Right.
Okay, those are species jumpers. And what happened basically then, the initial attempts in protection, because we had no idea what the heck this was to use the feline panleukopenia virus vaccine in dogs to try and immunize. And so we had limited success with that, but since then the virus has then mutated several times and become its own little entity. And we have several strains. The most notable virulent strain that we have seen in this area is the 2C. And they'll drop them really fast. But basically your symptoms are this: is vomiting and diarrhea of profound biblical proportions. Okay, it has a mortality rate, a fairly high mortality rate. With treatment, you can have a success rate of about 80%. So if you got a dog with Parvo, don't let your friends say, oh, they always die from Parvo. They don't always die from Parvo. Okay, but again, even with appropriate therapy, we may lose 20% of these dogs. Right. But 80% of the time we win. Okay, intervention is key. All right. The good news is this is a highly preventable disease.
Okay.
With proper immunization, you can prevent this disease. Okay, and so you can stop this from happening. So again, a lot of people like to do their own home vaccinations, and that's all well and good. I mean, I know how to give shots, but you don't see me immunizing my kids. Okay, what you are paying for when you go to the veterinarian is that they are selecting products that are going to be appropriate for the strains that you're seeing in the area and are right on target with the schedule. My general rule of thumb, and you've heard me say this before, someone will ask me, I gave a 7-in-1 shot. Is that okay? My answer is, what 7 things did you give?
Yeah.
Because really, if you can't tell me what the 7 things are and what diseases they immunize you for, you probably shouldn't be giving it.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, that's just basic common sense. Okay? And so, and I can't tell you how many cases that we see where people have done their own home vaccinations and they still came down with Parvo. And that's, the old expression, penny wise, dollar foolish. That's that situation. The nice thing is most veterinarians that are using their products are guaranteed. So if they've been through the full vaccine cycle at a veterinary practice and they get sick with Parvo anyway, which happens occasionally because you have a few non-responders, the vaccine company pays for the treatment.
Very
and
good.
they've done it twice for our vaccines that I can recall.
Okay.
Dogs that we know went through. So anyway, here's the other thing too. Just because you have a fenced-in dog, okay, and he's never exposed to any other dogs, does not mean he can't get parvo. Because remember, where did parvovirus come from?
From the cats and from
Cats.
the ground. And
Guess what cats can do with canine parvovirus?
they can carry it and they can jump that species.
Exactly. They will amplify it. They will contract it,
Right.
amplify it, spread it, and never get sick. It's all part of their evil plan to get rid of dogs. So, key is vomiting, diarrhea. Number 2, 80% success rate with treatment. Number 3, entirely preventable.
There you go. And we'll be back right after this.